Okay, so you determine that you're overweight or obese based on your body mass index. If your body mass index is 25 or greater, you're overweight or obese. 70% of Americans are now categorized as overweight or obese, so it's extremely common. First thing I do with people is give them a recommendation to check their weight weekly. The goal is to lose a pound a week. If you're losing more than a pound a week, you might have made a change that's not sustainable for a lifetime. And we're not talking about just losing weight, we're talking about a lifetime of healthy eating and physical activity. So if you're doing something drastic, which could be suggested by losing more than a pound a week, it might not be something sustainable. So you want to get a pound a week. If you're not getting a pound a week weight loss, then it's a sign you've stalled and you need to intensify whatever you are doing. So I start with a pound a week weight loss goal and usually a 12-week follow-up with a 12-pound weight loss goal as the objective. There's 2 steps to losing weight. So the biggest problem with weight loss, only like less than 5% of patients in overall in all the studies that have been done are actually successful losing weight. The biggest problem that I see is the calories in, calories out mentality as being the only thing to work on. So most people think that if they exercise more and eat less, they're going to lose weight. The problem here is that you can be in a state of insulin resistance. So if foods in your diet are raising your insulin levels, insulin is a hormone that tells your fat cells to not release stored fat as energy. So no matter how much you work out, no matter how little you eat, those fat cells are essentially sequestered from use as fuel. If you don't lower the insulin levels in the body, you essentially cannot tap into that stored fat. So the first thing I recommend before telling people to change diet and exercise in terms of lowering calories is to lower the intake of foods that raise insulin. Foods that raise insulin are foods that turn quickly to sugar in the body. And the common culprits are beer, bread, pasta, cereal, baked goods, white rice, starchy vegetables like corn, white potatoes, anything that's sweetened with sugar, and that could be cane sugar, it could be agave nectar, it could be honey, anything that has the sugar removed from its natural source and added to a food is added sugar. There's also some very interesting findings around artificial sweetener. Artificial sweetener has been shown not to raise blood sugar, but to lead to glucose intolerance, which is in effect the same thing. So in addition to added sugar, reducing artificial sweetener is essential. What this does is it lowers your total insulin levels in your body. This will enable fat storage to be used as fuel. So you've done that. The next step is to have intentional structured eating times. I recommend 3 meals a day and no snacking. Snacking is an invention of the food industry in the 1970s and is, in my mind, one of the 3 main contributors to the obesity epidemic. So you have 3 discrete meals. The value of not snacking, first of all, is that you're attentive to the total number of calories you're eating. Snacking usually happens when you're doing something else and you're not totally aware of how much you're eating. The other problem with snacking is that you're often doing it at unscheduled times for emotional reasons. You're bored, you're tired, you're anxious, and eating for emotional reasons is something you can fix and stop if you have a scheduled mealtime. I'm bored right now. Does that mean I eat? No, because my cue for eating is a time on the clock, not my emotional state. So you have 3 meals a day without snacking in between. I also recommend an eating window. So this is like, for me, it's eating after 7 a.m. and it's not eating before 7 a.m. or after 7 p.m. So this is all about lowering the insulin levels in the body, and borrows a lot of the findings that are coming out about intermittent fasting. You're in effect giving yourself an intermittent fast every day for 12 hours. Those are my tips for weight loss. Thank you.